could T2 have been done now? And I mean in the sense of, with social media, how quick would that flip happen, and how many people would have it spoilered and they wouldn't know?
Nowadays they would have spoiled it.
They would have spoiled it immediately.
It would have been spoiled in the trailers.
I was gonna say it would have been spoiled in the trailers. Absolutely, because I think like what's the worst thing that's ever been spoiled in a trailer in your opinion? I got like an immediate one that comes to mind, and it's such a weird thing, but I think it would have changed everything if we didn't know until it happened in the movie. Darth Maul's double blade.
That would have been nice.
Right?
Yeah.
How many people would have lost? I mean, because we lost our minds on the trailer, but imagine if we didn't know until that moment.
That movie.
Yeah.
We'd been like,
but they should have just cut it off when he did the first one.
Right.
And like you thought, he
snap!
he's
About to do some stuff. But if in the movie we're watching it and he's like, boom, and then the other side pops, we would have lost. Our. It might have true. I mean, we already think like that fight is the best part of the movie. That moment could have redeemed the whole movie. Like nobody would have cared how bad it was in any capacity. Like we didn't know about the double-edged lightsaber. We didn't know. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm the hardest working man in comics, Victor Dandridge.
I'm Ryan Seymore. I'm owner of Comic Town in Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, Ryan. You always make it sound like an AA meeting opening. Like every time. I'm all like, yeah, and you're like, previously. I understand. Yeah. I get it. It's a long day, man. You put a lot of books away.
Yeah, because we do film, we film on Tuesdays,
right?
And that way we can have it ready. It's not magic, like that's not how we get all the stuff in,
right?
I unpack all the stuff,
right?
I do all the pulls and subscriptions. So,
all right. So clearly, I'm not the hardest man working in comics right now because Ryan's just like, shut up, Victor. Yeah. Okay, you just come in here and you make your loud sounds on camera. Not wrong. So a lot of books this week.
Yeah. And like for me, I capped myself because I'm like, I could just keep reading.
Smart man.
And Jeremy's over here looking at me like,
if you don't stop,
just pick something.
Pick another book. Pick another book up. I want you to. I want you to. Which is black people for don't you dare do that.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's very true.
I actually put away 3 that I had read.
Right.
So that was even crazier. All right. So. Coming down here,
yes,
we've got one that's the same.
Yes,
just one, and then we go all over the place.
Yeah, all willy-nilly after that.
Can I get started since I have so many down here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Batman.
Yeah.
King Yanin? Is that how you say it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. This is Batman number 82, DC Comics, City of Bane. Exactly. So here's the weird part. I've fallen out of love with reading King's Run because I know it's been truncated.
Yeah.
There's something about the magic that is now gone from reading it month to month.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just wait for the trade.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No, because it's such a. I've never seen anything in my years of doing comics where someone has literally they've had a 100 issue run planned out,
right?
And then the publisher's like, no.
Like almost at the end,
right?
Like you've actually cut this off after investing so much time into this.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it's a canceled show.
Yeah, and it's not through sales. Like this book is still doing really, really, really well, and I don't understand because the stuff that Tom is doing is just crazy, and even like the high concept stuff is amazing.
Right?
But even when it's the normal's not the right word, but very nitty gritty superhero stuff,
right?
Like the combat in that issue,
man.
Because there's the one scene where I was just like,
listen, what I adored is the help.
Yeah.
When you read it, you will understand.
Yeah.
That is the way that should go.
Yeah.
For all parties involved, that is 100% the way that should go. And I loved it. But just in general, no, I'm like, it's like trying to binge a show that got canceled too soon.
Right? Like, well,
I'll get to it when I get to it.
yeah. Well, I'll get that DC television package and watch Swamp Thing.
Whoa! Maybe when it's on HBO. Sorry, shots fired. What do you got, sir?
All right, so this one's actually tough because both of them are really, really cool that are not the ones we picked.
Right.
So I will go with Heist, or How to
Word.
Steal a Planet, #1 from Vault Comics.
Oh.
It is kind of a theme for this week because I've also got the Space Bandits and the Acrylics.
Yes.
So this dude gets out of space prison, and he immediately starts trying to put together this Ocean's 11 style
Nice.
style group of scumbags with the idea that they're actually going to steal a planet from this intergalactic empire.
Legit steal a planet.
Legit steal a
I
planet.
thought it was gonna be a little bit more like political, like, yo, they mind washing you, yo. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
Because
some-
I mean, the
it's-
dude, like, he has like a Shaft look to him.
Yeah,
There, so-
there's some other stuff going on,
Alright,
but like
alright.
the main thing is just this crime that they're trying to perpetrate, and it's so much fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I like it. One that was really hard to put on the acrylics, X-Force.
Yeah, Marvel, like this new run of all these X titles,
Yes.
Mutants, X-Force, X-Men, Excalibur, Marauders, have all been good.
They are. And okay, so here's the thing. With this one in particular, every book has a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult thing to navigate when they do have this unified shared thread of one big universal vision. That's tough. Like, it really is. Each of the different vibes, some of them seem to work well together, and then some of them stand out in their presentation.
Yeah.
Excalibur was one I felt stood out, and not necessarily like in a good or bad way, but it just didn't quite seem like it fit with everything else.
Yeah.
We know what X-Force is supposed to be.
Yeah.
We have a general understanding of it. What this is playing out as right now, oh my God. Oh my God. There are if you are a longtime fan of X-Force, especially the Hickman run or Remender run.
Yeah.
Remender run of X-Force.
Go right now. Hit your shop. Buy that trade, the two trades, because it is
super dope. Wolverine has like this Black Ops team that Cyclops put together for him to act on behalf of mutant kind. Like, look, when it gets grisly, when it gets greasy, you know what to do.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're about to get.
That's when it's at its best.
Right. But the reason for it is because now it's not just a matter of, there's missions that we have to keep quiet. I think this is legit about to be like a national strike force
Oh, really?
for Krakoa.
It
like,
fits.
Right. Like if you come at Krakoa, X-Force it is. And
Yeah. I mean, not the threats, but the promise of this is how our diplomatic stuff will go. You got a crew that can.
dude, they've got a system here that they talked about previously. Like, they don't really showcase it here, but the interesting thing about the system is like they are even managing the black market outlets of the Krakoan medicine.
Oh, wow.
Like they have a position in place to handle that. So even if you don't want to do it diplomatically in the open, okay, cool. They're still not going to let you undercut them because they're controlling the black market version of it.
Yeah.
And the person that's in charge of that is good at what they do. You've seen them. They're not like, it's not here. Like this is 100%. It's not here. I think they talked about it in House of X. It's the Black King. It's Sebastian Shaw. His company is responsible for running the black market use.
That's perfect.
I know, like it's so crazy. So I really love the way that they're putting all these different things together.
Yeah.
The only concern that I have is that it's so grandiose, it can't stay. And that's the biggest problem that I have. Unless like the Marvel powers on high are like, no, this is now canon. This is everywhere. This is what it is. That's my only fear.
If Marvel's smart,
Right?
sales are through the roof. If it's an X title, it is selling.
When was the last time that happened? I had 90.
I had hair.
You
Except
still
for
have
the Grant
hair.
Morrison run.
You still have
Yeah,
hair. You still have hair.
because it's no
Yeah,
shave
you still
November.
got it. Yeah. But true. But that's the thing. Like the Morrison run did it, but it also did it in a self-contained.
Yeah.
It was all new X-Men.
Yeah,
Like,
outside of that, any time period where like X-Force just threw up ridiculous numbers, Uncanny, X-Men, it's been a while.
Right. So we're in a new age of X, literally, and yeah, it's good stuff. What you got here?
Doctor Doom, #2. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm still not prepared to say that it is this year's Vision, like from the Tom King run. This is still ridiculously good. An explosion goes off, destroys a moon base. People go after Doom because clearly Doctor Doom did it.
Oh, of course.
And he turns himself in.
Whoa.
He didn't do it. He's just like, I'm going to prove it this way. And
That's not a doomy thing to do.
it's not. So he doesn't know who it is, so he's trying to get to the bottom of it too.
Right.
So it's got that kind of Doom machinations kind of thing going on. His buddy Kang pops in every now and again.
Why do I think that's genius?
Because what's amazing too is that Kang is displaced. He doesn't, it is not his intent to show up at these particular moments.
Oh, but he's just doing it.
Yeah.
He's quantum leaping?
Yeah, kind of, and which enables Doom to do something here. And they're bringing in characters that you don't see.
That's awesome.
Ever. So you got him, you've got Morgan. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you got him, but whatever.
But I think this kind of all right, peppering these characters in. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Whoa, okay.
Right.
Peppering these characters in brings a form of validity to the 2099 stories.
Yeah.
I always felt like Spider-Man 2099 really got validity when he would time travel back and then interact. So then you're like, oh,
it's real.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
All the other ones are kind of like,
Yeah, Ravage 2099.
right. Hulk 2099. Okay, that's cool. But when you take figures from Marvel Comics history and implement them and no, this is a real thing. They're interacting.
Yeah,
That's good.
just amazing. And
That's
it's
really
the
dope.
dude that's writing it, I think, wrote *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Oh.
So, yeah, a legit writer with some skills.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of more future stuff, Legion of Superheroes #1, Brian Bendis, Ryan Sook. The Legion is a very tricky thing.
There's a lot of characters.
There's a lot of characters, and I think actually the most tricky thing about the Legion is a victim of continuity. If there's something in the present that happens, clearly it's supposed to have an effect on the Legion.
Yeah.
And there are things that for the longest time never did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where was the Green Lantern for the longest time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They end up I'm trying to remember what story it is that they show that Sodom Yad is still around and Mogo has remnants, but it took forever to integrate the Green Lantern mythos to the Legion of Superheroes, which is weird because they're you're all space based.
You're in the space.
You guys are space cops essentially. That should be you guys wear rings. Where'd you get that idea from?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a silly thing, but no, seriously,
Yeah.
how do you guys not reconcile that? So this modern take, I think, is basically try to look at all the things that have happened in modern DC history and apply that to what this is. So we already know that Unity Day was actually started by John Kent. We know that from the previous Superman incarnations, and that's what brings this Superboy to the future.
Okay.
In an interesting sort of way to try to celebrate what Unity Day is.
Yeah.
And so there are things, interesting things. This one actually focuses on, and again, the ancient artifacts of DC, what these guys are saving. But that's never been mentioned in a Legion book. And then when you look at what Earth looks like, why that might be a thing. Let's see, where are you? That's what Earth looks like now. And the one thing that it's missing is a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a thing there. I don't know, but I think that's the hardest thing to deal with when it comes to a Legion book is balancing the future ideas versus the current continuity.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen a Legion book deal with Doomsday. Why not?
No.
Right?
You'd think.
Do they talk about the death of Superman? Is that a thing for them? I've never seen it in a Legion book. So, Crisis. Do they talk about Crisis ever in a Legion book?
They would have the scientific ability to notice, like, there have been times where the universe has rippled or whatever.
But, like, what does that do for them? Right. And does it do anything for them? And I have all these different questions.
Yeah.
But I hope that Bendis is aiming to reinvigorate the Legion with that sort of mentality of looking at the current DCU and how it would change things.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the smartest way to play it. Like, anytime you change stuff with the current DCU, you have to do a new Legion series because now it changes what the future is.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. Just throwing it out there.
It makes sense. Rebirth.
Yes.
New 52. Yeah.
What was it? Oh my God. The new 52 version of the Legion, they would all suck. They would be like the most petulant children of all time. Like, just attitudinal. Like, Matter Eater Lad would eat your matter.
What's the matter?
All right. So we're going to talk about Stray Skies over East Berlin. That was such a bad joke. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. From Boom Studios, Jeff Loveness, Lissandro Esterin, Patricio Del Pesce. This book is beautiful.
It is. Oh my gosh. It's like a Bianchi almost.
Yes. Mixed with like a little Mignola.
Yeah.
With something of a European comic style. What I love about this is we still don't have like any answers whatsoever.
Yeah.
But it's still a fascinating read.
Oh yeah.
Beautifully done. There's so many different things. Like the lettering on this, I find not. How do I put this? It's not easy to read, but at the same time, it feels correct.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
In a place of spies, this hard to read, very small font almost seems to fit, even though it's difficult to read and you know, can take away from the story. But it fits with the story, so it's really well thought out.
Yeah, and the way they choose the different sizes. For the different voices that are being used, it's really really cool. And I wonder if it has a choice on their part that like this part's gonna be really small, and you're gonna have to earn it. You're gonna have to really focus in to read this.
I think that might be part of it, which is again brilliant. This is a series that I loathe to say wait for the trade because I don't want the sales to drop depending on how well it's doing, but to truly get the benefit of reading this, you will have to read this all together.
Yeah.
That will be a totally different experience from the enjoyment that I'm getting from individual issues.
Yeah.
This book will flourish as a trade.
Because it's so amazing. And it's one that's going under the radar. Like it's not getting as much press as it ought to. It takes place in Cold War Germany. And there's some kind of extraterrestrial incident.
There's a light in the sky, right?
And the spy from the east has been sent into the west to try to get in and figure out what is going on because
what is this?
The east doesn't want the west having all that sweet alien technology.
Because who knows what they'll do?
Yeah, and we're finding out that it's far worse than that.
Way, way worse.
And it's one that like if you're a fan of the X-Files, especially after this issue, if you're a fan of the SCP Society stuff, you're on YouTube right now. Just do a search for SCP Society. It's like something that is right up that alley. And
I appreciate how you didn't explain it so that they don't come after you. Thank you.
Yeah,
because smart.
I'm looking out for myself.
There you go.
So yeah, it's just it's beautiful. It's dark. Man, if that's an alien, it is scary.
Yeah. This is not the cute little Martian thing that you want to be like,
I'll help
E.T.
you
phone home.
No, this thing.
No, he gets to dial collect on his own, like for real. Yeah. Great book though. I really enjoyed that one. Beautiful read. Okay, moving on to the acrylic.
And as we're about to hit the acrylics, I'm a local store owner. I always recommend shopping local. If for some reason your shop doesn't have access to any of these books, or they sell out, or they get shorted by Diamond, because that's just what Diamond does.
What?
There'll be a link below in the body of this you can buy. We'll have copies of these available for you. So,
because we like you a lot. All right, which one do you want to go for first?
Okay, we've got X-Men Fun.
Right.
We've got The End or The Beginning. And then we've got
some new.
Yeah, that is a toughie.
Okay, let's, in a crazy order here.
Okay.
Let's start with Space Bandits.
Alrighty.
I have my rationale for this one. So, Space Bandits number 5 kind of feels like a
It does.
heftier-
It feels like a thicker issue. There's like no ads in it.
Right. Which, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's exactly what it is. Thena and Cody, like, they need a theme song. They deserve
They really
a theme
do.
song.
They need like an 80s synth pop. We need John Carpenter to come out of retirement and write us something, and then have El DeBarge sing it. Just so I'll hate
not
it.
El DeBarge. Don't do that to them. That would trigger so bad. Kenny Loggins should do it. But
Oh my gosh, yeah.
so in this one, we already know like the ladies are stepping into a trap, right?
Oh, yeah.
Evil El DeBarge and the ruthless, like the most ruthless outlaw that crossed Cody over is like they're about to meet up, and it's about to be trash, right? Like it's about to be the worst thing possible. You always read a Mark Miller book like how does this play? You know it's going to play, and very rarely has there ever been a book where the good guy doesn't win.
Yeah.
Right? Like in some way, shape, or form. The question is just always like, how does it work? What exactly is the thing that's going to do this, right? Does this book let you down in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Not at all.
No. Because even when the trap, the other trap
Yep.
is sprung, it's amazing.
Right.
And then the follow-up, which is just so Raiders of the Lost
tasty.
Ark.
So tasty.
Yeah, delicious. It's fantastic. And then even when the book is over,
It's not over.
it's not over.
Okay, so here's the thing. I like the moment that this happens and they make this reference to things being dropped off.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I wonder if randomly, like not even like any real association, but I wonder if once we get to this next page, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you serious? No way.
Yeah.
And this is clearly after.
Yeah.
So that means that, like, we know when we are
Yes.
as the shared timeline goes, which is cool. That's very, very cool. There's this talk of a hidden secret sequel
Yeah.
that's supposed to drop next month. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
I don't
flat
know
out
either.
honest. Like, I have no idea what it is. I wonder if it's this.
That would be amazing. It would be amazing.
Where this ends, which is truly a new beginning.
Yeah.
If that's the sequel, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because it's the problem is we can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it. But okay.
Because there's zero spoilers, and this is one that just needs
Huge.
a bowl full of spoilers.
All the spoilers you can carry, and you bring a friend, and they've got a bag full of spoilers. Oh! So, okay, I've said consistently for a long time, as a creator myself, Mark is like my idol, right?
Yeah.
Like, I follow what he's doing, what he's done, and try to aim to create stuff that does that.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I'm currently running a Kickstarter for The Trouble with Love. Hey, you should definitely check it out. But much in the same way that this builds to something bigger, that's what I'm aiming to do with the Trouble with Love series.
Yeah.
So right now we got the Trouble with Love on Kickstarter. There might be a link down below. It depends on if Jeremy likes me. He might not.
He's nodding.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
okay. I got to dance a little bit. But all the funding for The Trouble with Love, since the book is done and has been for a while, is actually going to go towards the production of Never Too Late, the sequel, which we already have the first issue done. So there's other things, but it's going to give that kind of crescendo of the sharedness.
Yeah.
So fun. But this, the way this ended, I never thought of. And for whatever reason, like, And all the things that I could have paired together, never thought that one.
Yeah.
And I should have. Like, it makes so much sense. So then the question is, okay, what is this in your opinion? We described one title as one thing. We described this as like Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
If this next series, is it a Cannonball Run? Is it a...
Yeah, I would say something along those lines, because you've got a lot of potential comedy.
Right.
You've got the time period jokiness that's available, but then you've got groups of characters that are extremely talented at what they do.
Right.
That are both really, really smart.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, that's the thing, is I don't know, unless I don't want to say that because I don't want to spoil, because
Right. Well, okay, so when did Thelma and Louise come out? Is that late 80s or early 90s?
I think that was early 90s.
Was it early 90s? Was it 89?
Man, that's tough. That's because
I'm thinking, like, if it's any sort of ensemble thing, it's got to be from the 80s. That seems to be like a theme.
Yeah.
Right? So 91. Dang it.
Which is still kind of the 80s.
I mean, yeah, because I say 80s movies as a genre goes from 75 to 92. That's my personal, at me on that one. But what ensemble 80s movie? It's gonna be like Animal House.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even understand what that is, but crazy. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be phenomenal. December 18th, can't get here soon enough.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that's what that is. Like, if it's not,
then what else is it?
boom! I don't even know. All right. So we go from this ending to a beginning that had an ending before. You were talking about New Mutants and reading it back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was never a New Mutants fan. I didn't get in till after the New Mutants kind of, like, I came in on the Jim Lee X-Men run.
Okay.
So that's definitely post New Mutants. I mean, actually, like, they all kind of almost died by that point, right? Like, yeah. So certain characters I know as, members of X-Force or X-Factor, and then other ones I don't really know at all. Except for Mondo and Chamber. Gen X, what up? So art-wise, I think this is brilliant. It kind of has Bill Sienkiewicz feel to it.
I was thinking the same thing.
Which is perfect. Rod Reyes is the artist on it. Ed Brisson and Jonathan Hickman wrote this together.
And you can tell the quality is there.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see this young generation brought back.
Yeah.
I think that's the most interesting piece of the whole scenario.
Yeah, because it's such a clever way that Hickman came up with this way to bring back these characters.
Yeah.
In a very organic way that fits with his overall idea of mutant kind and Krakoa and whatnot. And haven't seen her in a while. Right?
Like, and there's the way that these characters play against each other where the familiarity is clearly there.
Yeah.
They are family. Like they are a family like any other, member of the X-Men. And I think that this book, ironically, is meant for older readers.
Yeah. No, you're 40 somethings.
Yeah.
We grew up, we were reading New Mutants because New Mutants were those characters that came out at that time when we were teenagers.
Right.
And it's the characters that we grew up with, and then they kind of all disappeared and died or were used in different series that they didn't quite fit.
Right.
But this has that feel, it has that vibe, and these are the characters that I know. The way they're talking, the way they're acting, it 100% hits every expectation that I had.
Now, the question I have is, being that it's a book that seems to be aimed at older readers, is it a good vehicle for older readers to share with teens to get them interested in comics, like as a whole?
Maybe that's an interesting question because the characters are all teens,
right?
Yeah, I don't know. After issue 1, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe issue 2 or issue 3, I could give a definite answer. But
right.
As of now, I don't see why not.
Got you.
Because it's nothing. None of the characters do anything that I'd be like, well, this might not. yeah, it's one that I think I could confidently give my kids.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They'd be getting kind of interested.
Maybe it's a little bit more young adulty because there is some drinking. No spoiler, but there is some
Yeah.
alcohol involved. But
yeah, that's true.
at the same time,
I never touched it until I was at least 22. Months.
I do got to give a shout out though. Rod did a great job of using the actress that plays Arya Stark for Rain.
Yeah.
Which is a shout out to the New Mutants movie that we may never ever see. So sad. But yeah, this was a fun read.
Oh yeah,
Absolute fun read. And I love this page in particular. I think
gorgeous.
is the most important because it's showcasing the history of young X-Men squads.
yeah, like dropping in these different.
Yeah. From the New Mutants to Gen X to the Hellions.
Yeah,
That's there's a history here that
Oh, that's right. They brought the Hellions back.
right?
So like they're not messing around. Like we're bringing everybody.
Everybody is in this thing. And the notion that I guess the question that I ultimately will have is, will New Mutants stay with this core small group, or will this group rally together the others and that's what they are? Like they are their own separate.
I could see that.
Yeah, because I think what would be amazing is for these guys who have been through it,
Yeah.
to recognize that we need to make our own place. You guys have come, after us. Some of you were rivals of us.
Yeah.
We need to band together because this new world that we're in, there are things that we all fought against that are here. We need to figure out what we're going to do with this.
Yeah.
Because if this is going to be our legacy to carry on, we got to figure out what we want.
Right.
Which I think is dope. Speaking of legacies and carrying on what you want,
Yeah.
Undiscovered Country, the new series, Scott Snyder, Charles Soule, Chucky Soule is doing some craziness. Giuseppe Camuncoli? Okay. And Danielle Orlandini. Matt Wilson on the colors. Crank did the lettering. Crank did a great job.
Yeah.
What did I just read recently that Crank did? Oh, Money Shot.
Yeah, and I think he did something else this week, but I can't remember.
Dope. I have thoughts on this book.
Yes.
Like, what's crazy is, okay, so this weekend I will be moderating and paneling at GalaxyCon Minneapolis. It's the inaugural show there, so I'm very excited. But on Sunday, I actually have a panel with Chucky Soule and Scott Snyder, and it's all about this.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting that, I'm going to do some deep cuts on the hows and whys of this book. That's going to be a fun panel.
Yeah.
Because I've got thoughts. I've got questions. There's immediately what I thought this book was going to be. And it wasn't
Right.
at all.
Which I really dug because I was like, all right, is this going to be the obvious?
Right.
And no.
No,
it wasn't.
No. I will say that as first issues go, this book is a total mystery. There's things that you understand, and they do a fairly good job of setting up what. You don't necessarily know why.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't really know how yet. But you get a pretty definitive definition of what.
But yeah, there's still so many questions.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a huge Matt Fraction fan, but Odyssey I just detested.
Yeah.
I would have loved, because they had that fold out page with the time.
Mapping and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like that would have been an interesting thing to add here because it isn't just America.
Right.
And it isn't just England and Scotland.
Right.
And
This is a Firefly worthy breakdown of what has transpired.
Yeah.
And it's funny too because I'll be the first to admit I really wasn't feeling the expositional way that House of X and Powers of 10 were kind of built to explain a lot.
Yeah.
But I do think that this story could use it.
Yeah.
Yes, are they probably going to tell you in the story? Yes, they probably are. But there's certain things that I think it would be better for us to have a clear and definitive understanding up front. Like we come in and we know this thing, and this thing. Now go.
Yeah.
And then everything else will kind of fold out. But I can't really tell you what those are because that would be a spoiler.
Yeah.
And
Because there's
spoiler 0 here.
yeah. Oh, do we Patreon that one or do we? Because
Ooh.
that's tough because there's a lot to talk about.
There is a lot
in
to
that
talk
one.
about that one. We might have to.
Because
No disrespect to the other books, but we might have to talk about that one just
Yeah.
because there is so much.
yeah.
So if you really want to see what we're thinking about this one, definitely check out our Patreon. What's the minimum subscribe amount for that one?
Is it $20? 2 goats? How? I don't.
What, yeah. You don't know? All right. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Throw a couple trinkets in a jar. We'll probably take it.
Yeah.
And you can find out like our in-depth spoiler-filled thoughts.
Yeah.
Not spoiler 0. Heavy on the spoilers.
Yeah.
We put spoilers on everything.
Yeah. And when you're done reading the book this week, because we know you're going to read it because it's awesome.
Yes.
Drop in comments below.
Yeah.
What would you like to see Vic try to talk to him about on Sunday?
Oh, good idea. Yes. Hit me with your questions at Vantage In-House on all forms of social media if you don't want to put them in the comments because that could be spoilerific.
Oh, yeah,
in the
that is
comments, so I
true.
give you
Which
that.
is
Yeah, we don't want that. So hit me at Vantage In-House on Twitter, hashtag BWRA, so that we know it's about the show. And I will ask those questions. I'll compile a whole bunch and I'll ask up, see what's up. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I like it. You know, not to brag or anything, but I get to work with some amazing people this weekend.
Yeah.
And like quite a few of them I've never worked with before.
Do tell.
Karen Gillan.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. That's kind of, might be a thing. You might have seen her in something recently.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. I got Christopher Eccleston.
Really?
Yes. And like they're like, oh, obviously Doctor Who because
Yeah.
he's Ninth Doctor, and then they're like, oh, he was Malekith from Thor: The Dark World, which people are gonna be like, meh. But me, like legit, I'm like, dude, you're one of my favorite bad guys. Gone in 60 seconds. I don't even
the
care. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, way to just call his name though.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for you to just be like, oh, I love that dude.
Yeah.
But he was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Destro. Come on, like, I loved it. John Cusack.
I almost swore.
You did. I saw it. Yeah, John Cusack I get to work with. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You anime fans out there, the My Hero Academia cast, I get to work with them.
No
I
way.
get to work with Sean Schemmel, like the voice of Goku. Like, envy me.
Yeah.
This is
So if you're anywhere near where this convention is going to be,
yeah.
you should go.
In the Twin Cities area, show up. Like, for real. Especially because it's the first time. Like, this is an inaugural show, so bring the fam, come through, make a day of it, a weekend of it actually, and see all the stuff. And then when you see me, be like, yo, I love you on Black, White, and Red all over. And we'll take pictures together. And it'll be fantastic. And I'll feel like a big shot.
Yeah.
Big shot. Yeah. If this is your first time checking us out,
I was just going to let you go.
I know you were. You're so kind to me. You're so kind. If this is your first time checking us out, hit the like button because we need that validation in our lives, 100%. And if you want to see more of it,
Because it's every Wednesday.
every
We
Wednesday
drop this for you.
in your inbox, click the subscription button,
And then the bell.
boom, you'll get notified first dibs. First. Imagine being the first one to comment on this episode because you got told right away.
Yeah. Boom.
That could be you.
Yeah. And we take requests. So if there's a book coming up you want us to review, hit us up on Twitter.
Yep.
Hit us up on YouTube.
Yep.
Hit us up on Instagram.
Yep.
Hit us up on the book face. And we listen most of the time.
Right. And if you make that book, we'll definitely give you a shout out.
That actually does.
I know,
That-
right?
that's-
Like we
that's the
totally
key.
100% will do that. Like if you're a maker of books, whether mainstream or independent,
Hit us up.
we will definitely give you some love because all comics, man. We love all comics. Give them to us. We need more. Actually, I need a.
I need some of that
You got some more of them comics, baby? Is it Wednesday yet? Oh, hey.
So much good this week. So much.
It really was. It really, really was. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you next week.